Well, it's become a bit of a broken record here on Mondays around grounds at the University of Virginia because, well, we reflect on the weekend that was, which are typically pretty good these days, with the men's basketball team here at UVA continuing to dominate play in the ACC. It's another installment of the Orange and Blue Report presented by the UVA Health System. I'm Dave Koehn, and we reflect back to the weekend that was, another great weekend for Tony Bennett's bunch. Up north, it was cold, snowy, drab. In other words, it was February in Syracuse, New York. Good thing they play these things inside. At the Carrier Dome, the largest crowd to watch a college basketball game this season. It was worth the wait if you were a Virginia fan. Kyle Guy wasting no time getting Virginia on the board, knocking down the three-pointer on the first possession. And then it was a helping hand. Ty Jerome sets up the big dunk for Jack Salt, cracking that patent 2-3 zone to set up Salt for the big dunk. Then it was unselfish basketball. This would be the theme. It's been a theme all season. It continued in this game. DeAndre Hunter knocking down the three-pointer on the great setup from Isaiah Wilkins, doing what he does underneath. But Isaiah not done yet. Could he take the foul? Could he try the shot? Yes, but instead he dishes out Ty Jerome, one of 7 three-pointers Virginia would hit in this game. That puts the Hoos out in front by 10 at the break. They were only getting warmed up. Virginia in the second half trying to add to the lead, breaking the full court pressure. Kyle Guy, once again, Jack Salt on the receiving end, big thumper as the Cavaliers continue to extend on the lead. Then sometimes it's just as good to be lucky as good. How about in this case, both? Diakite knocking down the fadeaway prayer on the baseline. Cavaliers seemingly could do no wrong. How about DeAndre Hunter as he puts the exclamation on this one? A spinning coast-to-coast finish for the and one. He has all sorts of skills, all sorts of weapons, and that is this Virginia team in a nutshell right now. Virginia cruises to the 15-point win, avenging last season's loss at the Carrier Dome. And did we mention DeAndre Hunter has a few weapons in the arsenal? Yeah, he has become one of Tony Bennett's biggest weapons, particularly against zone defenses like the one Virginia saw on Saturday against Syracuse. In many ways, it is pick your poison against Virginia's redshirt freshman. DeAndre Hunter would set up camp right at that free throw line all day long, and he had a lot of different options at his disposal. Of course, his ability to drive inside amongst the trees of Syracuse, score that way over the big 7-footer Pascal Chukwu. Well, you recognize that. Chukwu says, I'm going to keep a close eye on you, but I'm not going to let you get around. So DeAndre Hunter, well, he will call his bluff. The redshirt freshman pulls up, knocking down one of his many field goals, 15 points in the game for the redshirt freshman, but that wasn't all he could do. Once again, right at the top of the lane at the free throw line, DeAndre Hunter, 6 assists in this game to go with just 1 turnover. He sets up the dunk for Mamadi Diakite. Yeah, DeAndre Hunter getting it done. The Hoos are now 11-0 in ACC play and on a 14-game win streak. The Cavaliers will be trying to make it 15 straight wins, but they'll have to go on the road to do it on a Wednesday night at 7 o'clock in Tallahassee to take on the Florida State Seminoles. And a reminder, after that, of course, the game day crew from ESPN will be here in Charlottesville for Saturday's game against Virginia Tech. We will be breaking that down on Friday on another installment of the Orange and Blue Report. Until then, this is Dave Koehn saying thanks for stopping by.